Hello and welcome to this amazing match of Agony versus Kamikaze. Sorry for the delay there, folks, but we are all good and everything should be working. We have Ryan playing Hag for Agony. Guess we play some tracks.
Alright, it does look like we have Rusty Shackles in play? I'm surprised that's not a banned perk, actually. Very interesting.
Yeah, Rusty
Yep.
Shackles and Dried Cicada.
Alright, so that is distance to teleportation and silent traps, I believe. So we do have Ryan setting up his traps, 4 left to go. Looks like he's trapping heavily up top near the corrupted gens, possibly going for a 3-gen here.
I believe we did mention last week or so that 3-gen on Torment Creek can be quite powerful. And Dark Wolf gonna be taking the chase.
And you did see that Rancor info coming into play right there. That is why Rancor is such a great perk. We don't really use it for the one-shot kill, more potential at the end. We use it for the info.
Yep. Although personally I prefer Bitter Murmur for that. Similar perks, or do similar things, but Rancor does have that one-shot Mori, which can get a lot of value.
Alright, and it does look like Ryan is opting to trap heavily at the top, going for that 3-gen we mentioned earlier in the campfire chat. You can see all his traps are placed near that 3-gen, possibly even 4th-gen, depending on how the map is set up top.
And that is going to be Dark Wolf getting chased once more. Taking a hit.
Alright, obviously we do have Corrupt going out. That's going to be huge for the 3-gen setup up top. We do
Yeah,
have
generator.
Survivors working on the gen though.
About halfway done. Going for the trap hit.
Alright, and that's going to be a nice, easy hit onto Lucas.
I don't think going for the trap was completely necessary there, but still gets value. Vrabby getting chased now. Ryan just keeping half of the map on lockdown.
Alright, this is a fortune he has with Corrupt and all his traps. This is going to be a very interesting game. The survivors must know that there's a 3-gen up top. It's very common, especially on Torment Creek.
As you saw when Lucas was getting healed, there was Sloppy Butcher in play, so every time Ryan just gets a hit and leaves, that's a lot of time spent healing.
Alright, we do have a trap going up. Dried Cicada coming into play, teleporting cross map.
Dynock getting chased.
Here. Looks like he's gonna get away scotch-free. Ooh, greeting the pad a little bit. Ryan may be overextending here. He needs to go back. He does have Dried Cicada though, so he is safe in case they do pop off.
Dark Wolf about to finish a generator in that 4-gen strat that Ryan has. About to break it. Does not commit to it though. Dark Wolf sprint bursting away to get some distance. That gen's so close to completion.
Alright, Ryan coming back just in time. That actually would have put a dent into his 3-gen strat. He does have a 4-gen up top, but the survivor is currently healing up. Ryan retrapping, and he's gonna have to do a lot more proxy camping around this gen specifically if he plans on keeping his 3-gen.
Well, if he does proxy that generator, it gives survivors a chance to do other generators in the strat. He does see scratch marks off in the distance, but decides not to chase. Dynock also working on a generator. Looks like they're finishing up that generator, and that is another point and a big dent into Ryan's plans.
Alright, now I think Ryan has to focus his traps onto the other side. We saw that he did have a 4-gen going. Originally, the original 3-gen got finished. So it'll be interesting. You can see now he's focusing his traps towards the other 3-gen that he has. Survivors are still working on other generators though, and they're constantly going to reset.
Yeah, and Ryan has yet to get a single hook this game. And that is going to be Lucas getting caught out. Rip bursting away to get some distance.
I do like this resetting strategy by Kamikaze here. Again, Ryan has not yet to find a single hook 2 gens into the game.
Well, the reason the reset is working is because Ryan is putting absolutely no pressure on half of the map, and Kamikaze knows this. So they're just abusing that fact.
Claudette gonna be sprint bursting away to safety. However, she's gonna be setting up one of the traps. That's a free hit, and that's gonna be another reset on the Claudette onto Lucas. You can see the survivors already on that.
I think Ryan's strategy here is just waste as much time as possible and wait for Kamikaze to make a mistake, and then start snowballing from there.
Alright, I mean, we mentioned Ryan does not have a single hook. However, he does have this 3-gen. He does have to patrol it quite frequently, though. Survivors, I think we saw a couple of urban evasions in there. We're going to be pretty huge in not setting off these traps that Ryan has put down.
Yeah, Dark Wolf running that urban evasion does give him his crouch speed, same thing as his walking speed. So whenever he's not running, he's crouching. And he won't set off any traps that way. Zynock getting chased.
Unfortunately, with the rules set, there could only be one urban evasion, so I assume the other perk would be fixated.
Yeah. We can take a look at that. It is just the one urban evasion. No fixated in play, though.
Right.
Ryan
Again,
just...
this is very repetitive gameplay we're seeing.
It is... Ryan is playing very reactive, though. And that is Dark Wolf taking yet another hit. Zynock going for the heals. The idea here is just for Ryan to let them get to late game and then start punishing them from there. And it looks like he's finally committing to the other side of the map. That does put an opening in his defense. As you can see, survivors are running across the map to try and do something. But Dark Wolf getting hooked away from the 3-gen strat. Never mind.
He's getting hooked towards. Wow.
That is the first hook from Ryan.
First hook, 3 gens into the game. He still has his 3-gen up top. Survivors need to reply. The constant healing back and forth is not going to save them in the long run. They need to do something.
And that is the play. Like I've been talking about, Ryan is just waiting for them to make a mistake. He hears that generator is so close to being done, decides not to go for it, though. He did use Popco's Weasel on a different generator, it seems, so he can't go over and kick it. Spots out Zynock going for the save. He's going to get hit. And he's going back on the ground.
That is a 1-for-1 for Ryan here. However, he does know where all 3 survivors are. He needs to keep in mind the other survivor could have snuck his way back in. Trap setting up. We do have base mirror. The question is, will he make it? Will.
I think he will. 16 yeah, 16 seconds is a long time to wiggle off. And there's a trap in the basement. And
that is going to be a huge advantage for Ryan. Now, not only does he have the 3-gen setup, he does have a survivor in the basement with all 10 traps around there. This is going to be pretty hard for Kamikaze to recover. This is
I don't think Zynox is going to get saved, at least not without heavy commitment from Kamikaze. And
correct. This needs to be a heavily coordinated save from Kamikaze.
And I think that's exactly what Ryan's plan was. Get someone hooked in his 3-gen and then just punish from there. Snowball from there. Zynox already almost in stage 2. And Ryan is just doing his thing. And Kamikaze isn't able to go for the save. Goes for the lunge, but does get stunned. No one is going for the save just yet.
Looks like Zynox will be going to second stage here. You can see this kind of spiral coming in now. You can see Ryan getting multiple hits. He has 2 survivors injured, 1 in the basement. And the 3-gen is still going, William.
Yeah, things aren't looking too good for Kamikaze anymore. Yeah, Ryan is just sitting there looking around, using the slight high ground, trying to see if anyone's going for that save.
Ryan sitting on the track there, challenging, telling Kamikaze, throw me your best shot. Let's see what you can do. Everything is in your ball court now. You can see Lucas trying to go in for the save.
But there are the traps there. And Lucas is going to get punished, it seems.
If the Hag can catch her, she's gonna be punished, but she's gonna go for the basement save here. The question is, does she have borrowed time? This is a Hag basement trap. Oh my goodness, Hag denying, not letting her get a single hook. He is gonna
And there's
die
the
on hook. That is-
oh, that is so unfortunate. And
Oh my goodness,
and
bro.
this is where Ryan's strategy really starts to come into fruition. You're down a survivor, and once you lose that first survivor, the game gets infinitely harder. Krabby is getting chased now. They have that generator ready to pop, it seems.
Right, the survivors, Kamikaze needs to find a way to sneak in there into those top end gens. They haven't done so. They could flank their way around. Ryan has been staying heavily on the right side of the map. He hasn't been patrolling the left side. So the survivors could potentially sneak from the left onto the top.
And
they haven't done that, apparently.
the worst thing about Zynox dying is that it's going to take a lot longer to heal, because Zynox had both Will Make It and Botany Knowledge, and Ryan is just going to waste Dark Wolf's Sprint Burst. Go for someone else.
You can see the three gen strat pulling off for Ryan here. He is sitting comfortably. He has actually never been challenged yet, besides that one gen that popped off from his original 3 gen. But Ryan's sitting here comfortably.
If they can finish that generator in the cornfield, then Kamikaze is good to go, and it seems like they know that too.
Alright, Ryan finally checking on the 3rd gen here. Survivors potentially could have flanked that gen, in my opinion. I think Will. He has heavily controlled the right side and not the left side. So they definitely could have urban evasion in there. So a little bit of a misplay by Kamikaze. They decided to do the obvious reset, take a hit, reset, and
it's getting a bit predictable, and Ryan knows this. He's figured it out by now, and he's just abusing it. Yeah, as you see, he's never gonna commit to one person. He's just gonna injure all of them, make them waste their time.
I really don't understand what Kamikaze is trying to do here. There is a whole left side to the map that Ryan has not been on, and they've just decided to ignore the other portion of the map. They could easily flank their way in here, cause some distractions, reset, and the survivor could potentially start to work on the top gen, but they've opposed to do that. They are getting progress on this gen, however.
If they finish this generator, that is done for Ryan's 3 gen. And they are finishing all the generators. Ryan's 3 gen strat fell apart. Oh my god.
I think that could be due to his overextending. You could see that Ryan, I think, chose to opt to chase somebody deep into the map where his 3 gen was far apart.
Yeah, the chase went all the way over to Killer Shack, away from that 3 gen strat, and that's what allowed them to ultimately get that chase. Now Ryan is looking for Lucas, seeing if he can get that Rancor Mori. Dark Wolf
does hear Aquanet,
and that is going to be probably another hook.
And probably another kill for Ryan. You cannot be disappointed with the 2K on Hag. His 3 gen strat there worked all the way towards the end. I think he overextended a little bit, and that was the cause of the downfall.
It worked until he made a mistake. And it is very easy to make mistakes when you have a 3 gen strat. If you go just a little bit too far, it's over.
Overcommitting and overextending is pretty big, and it's something that the killer has to keep in mind.
That is going to be a 2-man escape from Kamikaze, leaving us with a final score at the end of the round of 9 points to Kamikaze and 5 to Agony. I will say that was it looked like a very good 3 gen strat at the beginning there. But it's
very promising.
Yeah, it did. And then it went really well until he made that one mistake. And that's one mistake is all it takes. Instead of waiting for the survivors to make a mistake and reacting to that, he decided to be proactive. And with a 3 gen strat, you kind of can't do that. And he got punished for it. We'll be back with Kamikaze's Hag round right after this short break. Hello and welcome back to Game 2 of Agony versus Kamikaze. We got Agony playing Survivor, and Vrabby playing Hag. Kamikaze. A little bit of different add-ons we're seeing. We're still seeing the Rusty Shackles, but we're also seeing the Cracked Egg. I couldn't tell you which add-on that is off the top of my head, though.
I do believe that is the Phantasm Duration.
Ooh, it
And as we
seems
see, we have a
Hex
Hex
Totem.
Totem. We
And
do
it's-
know Haunted Grounds is banned.
And it does seem that Xeno going to be searching a chest. That's an odd one. It does seem like Vrabby is going to be setting up for a 3-gen strat. Does spot someone around that corner. Decides to go for the trap placement. He's going to loop around the other side. And that is Ryan getting chased. But
Right,
there's
we
a
do see
generator.
We do see Corrupt Intervention out, and that is Rude on top of that, so we do know what that totem is now.
Double vault. And Ryan getting chased. Seems Ryan is just trying to distract Vrabby away from that generator.
Oh, we have a party here by the tractor.
They're all just trying to get that generator done.
Alright, and the question is, will the Hag get a hit? Yes, she will, so Finger Gun's running into the tractor there. Could potentially follow up with another trap, but I don't think she has been that far into the map yet.
And that is Xeno getting scared away. Royalty still on that generator. Finally gonna be getting off it. They're just trying to get that generator done as quickly as they possibly can. There's no way that trap did not get spotted by someone.
Correct, and unfortunately for Raby, I think is how you pronounce the name, he doesn't have that big of a 3-gen. The gens are pretty spread out. He could try to force it, but I think the better option here is to lay out your traps evenly instead of trapping them all up, forcing the 3-gen.
Yeah, it did seem Ryan had a better spawn for a 3-gen, but Kamikaze was able to work through it anyway. If Vrabby just plays proactively instead of reactively, he can get a good amount of work done here.
Now he chose to go check up on the other gens. The question is, will Agony get that 1-gen done? Looks like they were working on it. She is back on it now.
That double
But Ruin is putting in heavy work.
That double regression speed is a lot. Royalty getting hit here. Over at Killer Shack.
We are gonna see a lot of similar gameplay. We don't have Sloppy here, unfortunately, so the Survivor's gonna have a lot easier time resetting, regrouping.
Yeah, definitely. It is quite a different build. The only similarity between Ryan's perk set and Vrabby's perk set is that Corrupt Intervention, which is now not in play. That Hex Totem is gone. No more Hex Ruin.
Vrabby gonna be put on a lot of pressure here. Sprinters coming out by the Claudette, running towards the main building. The question is, will she set off either traps? She's going to be setting off one of them. That should be a free hit. There it is. Instant teleport and a generator on top of that. And it looks like
Another generator.
another generator. Ruin now gone. This is going to be a lot of pressure on Raby. He does have that forced 3-gen though.
Yeah, he
I don't know if he'll
could
be,
still make something work here. It is possible.
It is possible. It's going to be rather difficult, however. So, Survivors, as we can see, resetting now. A great thing to do versus Hag. You do not want to be injured and caught in one of those traps. That will be an instant down.
And they are just working on this generator on the other side of the map. It is going to solidify Vrabby's 3-gen strat, though.
Right, we do have a little bit of prove thyself going on there, as you guys can see. Vrabby still deciding to stick towards his 3-gen. A little bit of Urban Evasion coming out. That is a great pick against Hag, for obvious reasons. A free hit onto Xeno, but another gen popping.
And as Agony racks up more and more points, the match score is going to be a lot closer moving into round 2. Trap does get triggered quite far away. Vrabby getting a hit onto finger guns. And that is one of those moments where save the best for last could have come in handy there.
Alright. And Rabbit does not have basement here, unfortunately. So even if she does get a survivor down, which, by the way, hasn't happened yet, she has not, or they, sorry, have gotten a single hook 3 gens into the game. This is looking pretty grim for Rabbit, but
Yeah, and
we're
just like that, it's an easy reset.
Agony, however, have to keep in mind that the Hag could potentially have a 3-gen up top. They do have to eventually start working towards the top here. However, they're taking a little bit of a slower approach, which is okay.
And it does seem that they are breaking totems. Noed was not banned, and it seems like they're going to put all their eggs in the basket and try and prevent that.
Correct, however, I do assume we did have one totem up top. There could be another on the right side. So they have to keep count. I'm sure the comms is keeping count. We're gonna actually have 3 people on a generator now.
Yeah, this is going to be the final tick in the basket. They are going to have to go through that 3-gen. However, they have all 4 survivors, so it is possible to get that 3-gen done. You just have one person getting chased, the other 3 working on generators, and if Rabby goes to a generator, you just switch out.
Alright, it does look like Royalty was taking the bait there. The question is, how are Agony gonna sneak? Right, that does look like the bait and switch there. With that Royalty setting off the trap, it did allow Agony to sneak their way in. We do look like we have. Wait, was that basement?
Yeah, that was, I believe.
Does that mean basement's not in the main building though? So it does look like survivors, or is it? I can't tell with these auras.
It doesn't really matter until someone gets hooked there. But it does look like it, yeah.
Basement. We do have a basement in the main building. However, the Hag needs to work for that down. See, the survivors are stealthing here. Xeno and Royalty working on the right side gen, and it looks like the other 2 survivors are on the other side. So a very nice split going out here. This Hag needs to do a lot of work. There's the first trap setting off, opting not to go for the chase, retrapping.
Yeah, and there's Xeno trying to take the aggro away from the generators, so they are going for that bait and switch type thing.
The Hag does have 4 traps remaining though. Gonna get a free
make that
hit
6
right
now.
Finger guns.
Rabby has to place these 6 traps in order to keep that pressure up. I mean, that main building is pretty well trapped, but the other 2 generators not quite so much.
Alright, you can see that there's no trap here besides that one random trap in the middle of nowhere. We're gonna be getting into a chase here. Retrapping the gen now. She needs to put down another trap somewhere in front of this LT wall.
Yeah, they always run in that one direction, so maybe place a trap over by the hook or something, and then when they run away, it's a free hit. Gives you a little more pressure.
Survivors keeping the Hag at bay here, giving the other 2 survivors some time to go in and try to do the gens. It looks like they're having a little bit of a hard time though. Another hit onto Ryan. That's going to be another reset if they please.
Yeah, it seems that it is going to be the case. I think that was intentional though. Get Xeno and Royalty on this generator, double teaming it, and get as much progress on it as they can before Rabby comes back.
We do have Prove Thyself from the Kate. Hag now realizing the trouble, the uphill battle that she's facing, gonna be kicking the gen. She needs to focus on this side of the map right now. She needs to put down more traps. This one trap right now is not gonna be enough to hold these 2 survivors off.
And while they're busy with Rabby, Ryan is actually not on the generator like I thought he was. Yep,
and coming out.
Yeah, Royalty taking a hit. They're gonna have to reset over here, it seems.
Again, we're seeing this trend, this Hag. She needs to put down another trap. This one trap right here by the gen is not going to do much when survivors have so much potential. That's going to be another trap off. The question is, can she reply to that? She's going to be leaving finger guns, narrowly escaping a basement hook there. Alright, it does look like the survivors are going to be resetting. Again, Xeno and Royalty mess around with the Hag. This one trap, as mentioned, is not going to do it. They can constantly abuse and bully this one trap, as they've been doing. However, Agony are not taking the time given to work on any other traps. Maybe that's
Xeno
just strat.
finally getting hit though, and Royalty getting pressured off the generator. Ryan is over by the tractor just healing. Finger Guns not really in position to do a generator, and they were playing this 3-gen pretty well at the beginning, but now it's just fallen onto Xeno and Royalty to get that generator done.
Right, they need to start working on a separate gen here. They do have good gen progress here, but with the bait and switch that they keep doing on this Hag, they could potentially sneak one survivor around towards the top.
Yes, so long as Rabby is over here working on this gen, the generator in the far back is completely vulnerable. And Xeno and Royalty are doing a really good job of keeping Rabby over here.
And we finally see another trap going down by the Hag. 2 traps, 3 traps maybe around the hook.
But
Survivors knowing they can take full advantage of that, setting out the traps freely.
Finger Guns trying to work on that generator in the back, it seems.
And I do wonder if they did get all 5 totems.
I think since they aren't looking for them anymore, I think that they probably did.
It's probably a safe bet. We still don't know 2 of the perks from Riri. We do know Corrupt and Ruin, they're both gone, so Hag right now dealing with only 2 perks. Gonna get into chase here. The question is, will the survivors set up any trap to give her a free hit? And it looks like she's gonna be committing to this Nia. That's gonna be probably a gen pop and a whiff! What is going on?
Smacking that tree. Just the tree. Find scratch marks though.
Right, I
Doesn't
think
find
Riri
the
knows
survivor
here
though.
What's gonna happen? Survivors should be popping this gen. If they
Yep,
got
there
on
it is.
Looks like so.
Not quite. They choose not to pop it.
Leaving at 99.
That
Maybe-
isn't the best idea, I don't think. Or maybe Royalty's just waiting for Rabby to leave and then pop it.
Right. It does look like they want all survivors to be away. It looks like they got that last totem. Could be potentially the last totem. That may be the strat there, Will. Maybe not popping that last gen in case of Noed.
Yeah, that is possible. Maybe we were wrong and they didn't have all 5 totems done. But Ryan, back on this generator. And it does seem he's going to be not quite committing to it. Finally commits to it. Xeno gets healed up with Adrenaline. Finger Guns on the run. Using that 5-second sprint burst from Adrenaline.
Oh my goodness, Will. This Hag has 0 hooks. This is horrendous.
And that door is
The gate
already
open.
open.
This is gonna be 0 points for Kamikaze here.
That was...
Oh my goodness.
I want to be positive, but that was absolutely atrocious from Rabby. I'm sorry. That was bad. And
Oh my goodness.
it does come down a little bit to map RNG. Obviously, Rabby didn't have the ideal 3-gen strat that Ryan had in round 1, but he still could have played that a lot better. Could have been a little more proactive in going for the survivors. Spread the pressure around the map instead of just that one small portion of the map. And you're facing a top team, they're going to know how to go through that 3-gen strat, no problem. And they did. Agony probably could have done that a lot better, but in the end, they did get it done.
Right, and they got it done with 0 hooks, Will. That is insane.
Yeah, that's a lot of points.
What will be the score going into the second half?
I am going to double check this during the break, but I believe the current score is 17 points for Agony, and Kamikaze still at 9. Yeah, we'll be right back after this short break. And welcome back to round 2 of Agony versus Kamikaze. We have Xeno playing Nurse for Agony. And Corrupt Intervention just being used to block off those generators. We do see a Hex Totem there.
Do see also Corrupt Intervention going out. A must pick in comp. That is such a great perk.
And that is going to be a very early first chase. Xeno going for some blinks, and that is Dark Wolf taking a hit.
A very nice early find for Xeno here. The question is, can he follow up with the down? Going for the second blink there. Ooh,
Not
barely
quite.
missing. We do have a random Nia coming from out of nowhere, though.
Yeah, it does seem like, oh, that was a bad blink on Xeno's part. Falls into the basement. Oh, no. I think that might be the end of the chase here.
Could be. With this one blink, he still has blood trails, or track marks, excuse me. And it did look like that Neo was trying to take a hit for Dark Wolf, but I mean, with the nurse protection, it's really tricky.
It seems like the scratch marks are going to lead to Vrabby if Xeno can follow them. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Or at least it's going to be a very distant follow. 2 required add-ons for Nurse, Dark Cincture, and one of the Wheezes. It's double recharge add-ons. So, going to get those blinks back very quickly.
Alright, Xeno opting not to take that chase.
Dark Wolf does get healed.
Alright, it looks like Xeno has lost his early game pressure here with that basement drop with the blink. That was a little funny to see, but he will spot out a survivor in the open. The question is, can he get the hit?
And Xeno didn't really get too much use out of his corrupt intervention. It's gone now, and no hooks are done.
This is actually a pretty rough start for Xeno, right?
Yeah. And a generator does get done by Kamikaze.
Kamikaze doing a really great job not giving the nurse any leverage here.
And one of the...
Still not in a chase.
One of the
That's
biggest...
2 gens.
2 generators, and Nurse has nothing. This isn't just unlike Xeno, this is unlike Nurse.
Correct, and this is why, Will, I was talking to you about the no-ed ban. It is so huge because the survivors can't just crank out gens here. As you can see, Xeno not finding anybody, not getting a hook yet. And we can see why no-ed's been banned.
The best counter to Nurse is just not getting found. And it seems that, for the most part, Kamikaze's been doing a pretty good job of that. Dead Hard has been banned. It isn't going to save Lucas or anyone. And that is going to be a first hook from Xeno.
Right, however, we do have to keep in mind that Xeno still does have Ruin up. We spotted that out earlier in the game. That's going to be his first hook 3 gens in.
But this isn't pre-rework Ruin. It's not going to do much until survivors get off of those generators. That is Vrabby getting chased.
Ooh.
Not quite going to get the blink off. Lucas does get
Hook
saved
save
in the
coming out.
meantime. Vrabby getting hit.
The question is, can Xeno follow up with the down? Yes, he will. That's going to be a second hook onto the game, choosing the slug.
Lucas
Finding 2
gets
survivors out
spotted
in the open right now. Now, Vrabby does have Unbreakable. It is not banned. They could use it to get themselves up. And it does look like they do. That yellow bar indicates Unbreakable.
But not quite going to get it off in time. If Lucas and whoever else was there managed to waste just a little more time, Vrabby could have picked himself off the ground. But another generator does get done.
That is going to be also another hook on top of that. Xeno going to be following up with another quick hit. The question is, he needs to get this down right now to maintain any sort of pressure. Will he do it? Second blink. Barely missing. He needs to get this down very, very quickly in order to get back the pressure lost from early game.
And these gens are going by so fast, despite the fact that Xeno is running 3 generator stopper perks.
Oh, and unfortunately a miss onto Zynox. He does have this hook pressure straight in the middle. He does have gens surrounding the hook as well, so he could choose to opt to chase. He is going to find a random Claudette in the bushes. He cannot follow up with a down, however.
Dark Wolf just going to be backing off, it seems. And Xeno going to be going for the chase, actually. Doesn't have that second blink, though.
He needs to confirm the second stage, I think, Will, in order to lost pressure.
He will get that pressure back as soon as that second stage hits. But he is leaving, and Vrabby could get saved. But that is not the case. Second stage does get confirmed.
Right, and with the ban of DS, if they survivors, if Kamikaze saves Ruby right now from the hook, it's gonna be an instant tunnel.
And Dark Wolf
But he's gonna
on the ground
choose to
now.
get another down instead.
And we did see Dinox on a generator, and also Lucas is on a generator. Last two generators of the game.
I don't agree with Kamikaze splitting up the gens here. You need to coordinate the save, even with BT and no DS. Two survivors need to go for the save here. Is Lucas gonna be able to get another gen done? Dark Wolf with no unbreakable though.
It does.
All up to this ace.
And there's a body block coming into play here.
Oh! A whiff going out here. Doesn't matter. The question is, will she be able to get the grab? A little bit of M1 tapping going out here. Looks like he's leaving.
He tried baiting Xeno into the grab, but it doesn't quite work. And that is going to be the kill for Xeno. And that is definitely what he needed to recover from that. It's pretty bad early game.
Dark Wolf now getting up. The question is, Xeno, can he find this down? Yes, he will. However, will the survivors, I believe they have no gen progress right now with Ruin up.
Yeah, that Ruin regressed all the generator that Xynox had on this main building generator, but they are two-manning it with it seems like a med kit was pulled out of a chest, and Dark Wolf is going to use it to heal up, it seems.
Right, we do have full charges on that med kit. We could potentially see a heal coming out and then a save right after.
But Xeno,
however,
does spot out Dark Wolf, and he won't be able to, or yeah, that med kit won't get any use.
these are some great jukes coming out by Kamikaze.
I don't think it's so much as jukes as it is just mind gaming, because Xeno's going for these long blinks, and when you break line of sight, it's up to Xeno to predict.
And he's going to be following up with that down on Dark Wolf. The hook coming out. And Survivor's back on the gen. Ruin's still up. Well,
And that is Dark Wolf's first hook.
oh, it looks like Raby was hooked right next to Ruin. That was very unfortunate. Xeno here going for the ace. Will he be able to get the down though? Nice one-shot blink, or nice one blink rather. That's going to be another hook for Xeno.
And they are struggling so much to get this last generator done. Dark Wolf going to be healing himself up with that med kit. It is considerably slower due to Sloppy Butcher.
I think if you're Kamikaze right now, you need to find this Ruin. This Ruin will eat you alive, especially in late game with the high mobility of Nurse. Xeno, gonna be finding a survivor out. He knows where two survivors are right now. That's gonna be Dark Wolf getting into the chase.
Dark Wolf going to where...
Oh!
Getting the stun!
You love to see it, Will. You love to see it. Now he knows where all three survivors are.
This is
Dark
not...
Wolf gonna have to be going for the unhook here.
However, Xeno can still possibly misplay this like he did early game. But I don't think he will, but it is still possible.
I think if you're Xeno right now, you need to go back to hook. There is no DS. You could easily tunnel Xynox out of the game. However, he chooses to go for near here. A little bit impatient in the blinks. However, he's still going to be following up with the down. So that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade technically.
Lucas is going to be put on the hook here. And I believe it is his first hook. Xynox going to be healing himself with self-care. It's going to take a very long time with that Sloppy Butcher, though.
This is not looking good for Kamikaze. Ruin is still up and is going to eat the survivors alive. The gen progress, they have 0 right now with Xynox also on death hook. This is looking pretty grim.
And that was an instant save off the hook there.
I think Kamikaze needs to fully reset here in order to have any sort of chance. Looks like Ace will be healing. And Xeno trying to find his next target.
Boston Scratch Marks sees Lucas off in the distance. Oh, short blink there. Unfortunate.
Some great blinks going out here. Or some great jukes, excuse me. I wonder if Kamikaze studied Xeno's playstyle.
I mean,
we can see that he is severely over blinking.
I mean, the VODs are out there, and I'm sure teams take the time, watch them, get to learn their opponents a little bit better.
Right. That's gonna be another hook for Xeno. Actually, a kill! So that's gonna be 2 points for Xeno right there. And he still has Ruin up, ladies and gentlemen.
The
It's
score,
gonna eat them alive.
the score is 26-13, and Agony's starting to run away with this.
But I think we're gonna see a commitment here from Xeno onto Xynox. He does know that Ace is on Death Hook. Gonna be following up with the one blink. Great blink by Xeno here. And I think Ace is gonna be seeing his downfall very soon. There it is. That's gonna be another hook and kill for Xeno.
A nice little 360 lunge there too, just to style on them a little bit. Kind of makes up for that misplay early game.
Right, and Darkwolf now either gonna be camping a gate or looking for the gen, or excuse me, for the hatch. But Xeno finds it
Oh,
first.
it's right there, and it's right next to a door too.
This is really, really, really well played by Xeno here, especially for the what happened early game. Darkwolf now gonna be forced to take one of the gates as an exit. The question is, how are they set up well?
It seems like they are. Xeno would turn his head. They are
You can't
relatively
camp it.
close. You can
You
just
can
sit.
camp it.
Yeah, you can
Oh,
sit
my
there and
goodness.
watch. Oh no.
This is gonna be
Oh, he's
A
gonna
4K
he's
coming
gonna
up for Xeno.
he's gonna sit
He
there
knows.
with the blink charged up.
he knows, and now we just wait.
Yeah, Darkwolf seems to know it too. However, sacrifices from the endgame collapse do not count as hook actions, so it won't be 2 points. It'll just be the 1 point.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah,
Regardless, I think Xeno played a very good nurse game here.
yeah, definitely brought it back, and Darkwolf does get spotted out. And there's the crouching Claudette in the corner. No Blendette today. Darkwolf did have live, but it's not going to matter. Darkwolf is on the ground. And that is going to be a 4K coming out from Xeno.
That's very well played by Xeno, especially for the early game. He did struggle a little bit, but he brought it back in the end for the 4K. What do you think if you're Kamikaze right now heading into the last round?
I think, I mean, Nurse, it's basically 4K Central. If you have a decent Nurse, you're going to get a 4K. It just matters when. So I think what Kamikaze needs to do to win this is they just need to have a better early game than Xeno had. Because if they can get one kill before, like, 2 generators are done, then it's going to be a lot easier for Kamikaze to finish off the rest of the kills.
Correct. The question is, will that be enough though? We did know that Kamikaze got 0 points on their hag round, so they're significantly behind right now.
Yeah, that they are, and it is still possible, I do believe, to get the win. But I think if you're Kamikaze, you have to get a win before like the first generator is done or the second generator is done. It's definitely a tall order for Kamikaze, but they could possibly still pull it off. We will find out after this. Hello and welcome back to the final game of Agony versus Kamikaze. We have Dread for Death playing Nurse for Kamikaze. Abrupt Intervention, just gonna buy some time early game. There's the Axe Totem across the map. And if I know anything about Axe Totems, that's gonna get deleted within like 2 seconds.
We shall see if Survivor's on there.
It seems like someone was on there. Finger Guns getting caught out.
Dread for Death. Let's see how good his blinks are. Gonna go for a prediction hit here. And he opts just to wait.
Finger Guns running into a wall, not very good. And he is gonna take
almost
just
a
the M1.
spin. That was almost a spin.
Seemed like Finger Guns wanted to go for a locker juke there, but doesn't quite get it. And that is Hex Ruin out of the game.
Right. However, Dread will be getting a very early down. He does have a huge uphill battle he needs to do here. Very early hook. Very good start for Dreed.
Definitely a better start than what Xeno had.
Question is, how will he follow up? He has no tracking perks, so he's gonna have to guess. We don't have thrilling tremors coming out here. So that's gonna be a very early save.
Ryan almost done with the
From-
generator, and Xeno is exposed with Make Your Choice.
Oh wow, so that's 3 perks now. We did have Hex, Ruin, Corrupt, and Make Your Choice. The question is, will Dreed, excuse me, find Xeno? Oh, he's very close.
But a generator does, 2 generators get done in the meantime.
And there you go, Dreed. We'll be finding out that Nia. Question is, can he follow up? It looks like this Nia has pulled the Houdini. Or apparently not.
Dread not finding the Nia at all. And that is going to be Make Your Choice running out, as Dread does find Royalty.
Oh.
Finger Guns does get healed in the meantime.
That is immense pressure already gone. He is gonna get the hit on Royalty though. He needs to go for that down here. Opting to leave the chase. Interesting.
A bit. That's a medium vault through the window. Live does still go off though. Gonna buy Royalty
Alright.
some distance here. Blink still coming in through. Misses the
Ooh.
lunge though.
Just barely. That's gonna be more time onto Royalty's run, more time on the gens for the Survivor, and it's not looking too good.
And that is Royalty on the ground. The generator did get finished though. Only 2 gens remain for Agony here, as Dread is only getting his 2nd hook.
Correct, and it looks like we do have some nice gen spread by Agony, keeping note that, you know, not allowing any sort of 3 gen to happen for listeners.
Oh yeah. Up Goes the Weasel did get used. Probably would have been better used on this generator, but it's still got some value there. Finds the scratch marks. Dread is going to let them go for the save, trying to make use of that Make Your Choice. Another generator does get finished.
Not looking too good for Dread.
I mean, we were saying
Royalty.
before this game that Dread would need to get a kill very early on. And here we are, 1 gen left.
At 4 survivors.
Ryan getting chased.
And this chase is taking a little bit too long for Dread. Looks like Agony will be getting another gen done. And another nice juke
From
coming out
Ryan.
from Ryan.
And that is the last generator done. No adrenaline though.
Right, and no Noet either. Ryan gonna be using the jungle gym to his full advantage. It's gonna pay off.
Royalty
A very
opening
nice
the door.
point by Ryan right now.
Dread just trying to get something done here. Very nice blink, and Ryan does go down.
Right, and maybe spice up a little. I want to see Agony go for the save here instead of the 3 out. I think we all know the outcome, but nothing wrong with a little spicing up the action.
I
Fingers
mean,
crossed.
they probably could if they have some borrowed times, which seems like they do have some borrowed times that they can use.
I see why not. It'll be a nice little practice. Looks like the gate's gonna open, however, that's not gonna matter.
Dino
Zeno!
almost
Ooh.
doesn't get out, but Ryan does get unhooked.
And let's see if Dreed can get, at the very least, 1 kill here. It's not looking like it until you can find a survivor right now.
I mean, he does have Make a Choice up, so it is possible, but no, that is just going to be a 4-man escape.
That is going to be a 4-man escape for Agony. A very convincing nurse round by them.
Yeah. Um, with a final score of 43 to 15, this was pretty one-sided. Although Kamikaze did do a lot better than they did against Oracle, so you could say that they are improving. As far as I'm concerned, I think what happened with Kamikaze was just their killer play wasn't the absolute best. Because
Right.
and that is
I
where they
mean,
kind of fell apart.
getting 0 hooks on a killer round is
That
abysmal. It should not happen.
yeah.
I understand that she was trying to go for the 3-gen, hopefully get something spiraling. However, when it comes to that late and it comes to that situation, you need some points to at least stay in the game.
Yeah,
But
and
unfortunately, it could not gather one.
I mean, and with 3 gens, it's against at this level, it's more of an inevitability that the generators are going to get done because they had 4 people up. They had just it was the 3 gen, 4 people up. You probably could have just gone for someone, gotten them down, and then camped them, and at least gotten a couple extra points there. And then I don't think this last game here was Dread's fault. I think it was just Agony being really good at Survivor. But
Agony, like I said, a very well-known team, coded to be one of the best in the world.
yeah, definitely. I mean, they're currently before this goes into the challenge, they're number 3 in the standings. That is probably gonna this game is actually probably gonna put them at number 2 in the standings. And yeah, they are one of the best teams in the world, so I can't really fault Dread for that last round. However,
Take what you can.
However, that is all we have for today. Join us next week with Week 5. And I've been Willie Awesome with Demo Day at League, joined by Very Track Disco. And we will see you later.